Well, we are live.
That's one introduction.
Yes. Hello, everyone. We are here today with MRM. We had them last year and repeating this year. Thank you so much for your support. And I will actually let you guys to introduce the company. That way is more accurate, the introduction. Who wants to go? Carrie or Caroline?
I can go. Yeah.
Okay.
So my name's Caroline, and I'm the general manager for site and patient services here at MRN. For those people who have heard of MRN, it is more likely to be in relation to the home trial support. That is the main service that we've had at MRN up until this point. We've conducted something in the region of 112,000 visits globally in the 18 to 19 year history that MRN has been in existence. And I would say probably 15 months ago or so, Kerry and I came together with the express aim of developing our own site network. Having conducted 112,000 visits globally, we've worked with a lot of sites on the delivery of home trial support. And we suddenly realized that there was probably an offering that we could make to sites, be there to support sites. And it's not an exaggeration to say that when we came to save our sites in Arizona last year, we weren't sure what to expect. We weren't sure what kind of an event it was going to be. And truthfully, the world just hasn't been the same since, has it, Kerry, in terms of the number of sites that wanted to talk to us? And I don't know if you want to pick up the story from that point, Kerry.
Yeah, I think for us it was a real game changer and eye opener as to just how much sites really need that extra support at this point. It's a real, it's been ongoing, a lot of issues since before COVID, but I think COVID has really heightened that for sites as well. And I think when we came to SOS last year, we were really blown away by just how collaborative everybody was, even from, service providers. The collaboration there was incredible. And, we've been doing conferences for years. And, I talk about Save Our Sites quite a lot to a lot of my clients, because at that point, it really did change it for us, just being able to hear from the sites what they're experiencing at the minute and the issues that they're having, and just being able to work with the sites to help overcome that. And I think the word is definitely getting out now, because we're starting to hear more about when I do mention about working with you guys and attending last year, people are much more aware of it. So I think the momentum is certainly building, and it's really positive to see that everybody's getting behind this now and really starting to listen to the sites.
Oh, thank you so much. That sounds actually amazing, especially because you're working super hard, and then you don't know how much impact has been there. But it seems that it's been very good on our end, and obviously for any organization, especially one that supports sites. and I mean, it's beautiful to hear those words.
Yeah, it's been incredible. And I think last year at Save Our Sites, just having sites come up to us and being very direct and saying, this is my problem, are you able to help? And it's so refreshing to just hear people saying, do you know what, that's not something I can help you with, but see if you go over there and speak to that team, I know that they can help you. And I think you just don't see that very often. So I think the fact that everybody was there to really be able to solve some of these issues and just provide that supporting mechanism for the sites is really quite nice to see.
Yeah, nice, because it was more like working together rather than just do my part, you do yours.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I love that. I love to hear that very much. And okay, so for people that don't know exactly what MRN does, could you give us a brief explanation so that way they have a better understanding of how it works, or or if they can get the service?
Absolutely. So from a site side of things, so from the business unit that Kerry and I are part of, there are two streams of activity. So we have the site network side, and I'll come back to that in a second, but we also have site professional support as well. And Monica, I think you and I have talked about this maybe a little bit last year when we were together. But the site professional support element of the services that we offer mean that we can put a study coordinator, a research nurse, perhaps some data entry support into a site. That can be for maybe one day, it can be for 1 week, 1 month, 1 year, 3 years, and that can be on a full-time, a part-time basis, whatever it is that is needed to be able to support that site to either continue to deliver, to perhaps come off some kind of hold if it's not possible for them to support a study at any given time, probably due to staff leaving or illness or something like that. So we can support sites globally to be able to help them make sure that they've got the staffing resources that they need. And as I mentioned before, there's the site network element. So what Kerry and myself and other colleagues have been doing now is going back to the sites that we've worked with on a home trial support basis, also making connections with the sites that we met as part of Save Our Sites last year, to invite sites to be part of MRN's network. So what does that mean then? So what we found and what we all know is that sites just by and large do not have a lot of operating capital. So they don't have the money to pay monthly fees to be part of a network. So there's no charge for sites to come and join MRN's site network. There is no exclusivity deal, because ultimately what we want to do is we want sites to have as many opportunities as they can manifest, really, to take on the research that really helps support the patients in their communities. They know their patients best. They know what they can operate. What MRN is there to do is to support them with a pipeline, but also to provide free training to the sites if that's where they are in their development cycle, to help them understand what processes they would need to have in place if they are perhaps more on the trial naive side of things. How do we get that site ready so we can showcase what that site is able to do in front of a CRO or in front of a sponsor, with a chance that they will be selected to take part in that study? You know, how do we get them ready? So that's what we've spent the last sort of 15 months doing. There are 136 members of the site network as it stands, and we've got over 75 sites currently going through the same onboarding process. Onboarding literally means, please could you fill in this NDA, and please could you fill in this collaboration agreement, and from that you're part of the site network. Because like I say, we want to make this as easy as possible for sites. There shouldn't be any barriers. There shouldn't be anything that ties anyone's hands behind their back. So we try and keep it as open as possible. Kerry, is there anything that I've missed before I hand back to Monica?
No, I don't think so.
No.
Well, I do have a question.
Absolutely.
So how, and maybe you don't want to answer, I don't know, but how do you monetize your relationship with these sites? You're doing all this work for them.
Yeah, it's absolutely fine to answer that, to ask that question. So we don't take any money from sites when they are an active site in a study. We centralize the management of that study. So we pick up the oversight, we pick up the monitoring, and just the performance oversight of those sites. And that's where we charge a fee to the client to be able to manage that on their behalf.
So when you say client, you mean client as in site or client as in sponsor?
As in sponsor.
Okay, so you offer you have CRAs, you take over that responsibility. Okay.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I see. Okay. All right. Interesting.
Wow. I really like your business model very much. Go ahead, Kerry. Sorry.
Yeah, I was just going to say, with that, it allows us to work much more closely with the sites. Obviously, we know that, the recruitment element of quite a complex trial can be difficult, but at the same time, these sites typically know their patients. So we're working in the local communities with these local sites to really expand the patient access within the local communities, because there are so many communities out there that there is no trial activity happening within their local area. So we're working really closely at a localized level to really spread awareness of trials within the site's locality, to then encourage more patients to come and take part in research without them having to travel hundreds of miles to do so.
That's great. I do remember last year asking Caroline if it was worldwide, and I remember the answer was yes.
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that when you were mentioning it, everything came to my mind.
Yeah.
I remember that I asked if it was worldwide. Well, somebody is asking on the LinkedIn.
Mm-hmm.
Is MRN open to vendors join the site network, or is it strictly only for sites?
We speak to a lot of vendors. So yeah, it's always good to build collaboration, I think. So we'd very much be open to having a discussion with vendors.
Well, Taylor, you hear it. You can contact them. I guess your LinkedIns are maybe going to go crazy these days.
Yes, perhaps that might be true. Yeah.
I mean, especially with this new product that you guys have, I'm sure that a lot of sites are going to be very interested on that, especially because it's not exclusivity, and because of all the options that you guys are offering, and I mean, and everything that you're not paying, it's fantastic too, right?
Yeah.
Especially if it brings in a lot of benefits.
Absolutely. Yeah. One of the things that Kerry and I are really passionate about is really looking into, as Kerry said before, looking into those communities, understanding where are the clinics, where are the institutions who have worked with their communities for perhaps generations of patients, but have never had an opportunity to present the community with a clinical trial that might suit the community and the population. What we really want to do is to be able to support those sites where they want to become research active. We have had some experience of this. We worked closely with a site in South Carolina, and it is honestly, I always remember how much joy it is just to spend time working with the site to understand where they are in their understanding at the beginning of the journey, and then seeing where they are as they start going into their first study experience. It's, you have a lot of fun along the way. That's very much for me where the passion is and why we keep doing what we're doing.
I have a question. How about a site that has experience that want to transition to a different therapeutic area?
Absolutely. Yeah, we have a lot of examples of those where we have a site in Florida, and I'm hoping that the team will be at SOS next week. They were certainly talking about it, and they are a very dynamic team at the site in Florida, and they have expanded into a couple of different therapeutic areas where they've gone out to recruit clinicians with research experience in order to be able to expand their therapeutic area pipeline. And we couldn't be more thrilled to work with them to allow them to do that.
Okay, that's exciting. I mean, all the support that we can get, right? And are you guys ready for SOS
Oh my good.
next
Well,
week?
I
This
I
week,
haven't
actually.
packed. Yeah, I haven't packed. That's my task after we finished here. I'll be furiously throwing some things into a suitcase. But yeah, all ready to come out to you. I think all of the materials that we need, that's all ready to come along to the venue. And it will be my first time in Oklahoma, which I have to say I am very much looking forward to.
Ours
Yeah,
too. I don't think
yeah,
anyone's
for
gone to
all of
Oklahoma.
us.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, Brad, I shouldn't say all of us. Brad lives there, so.
Brad
Yeah.
is the only one, but yeah. So when are you guys planning on arriving to Oklahoma?
Okay, well, there's good news and bad news. So should we do the bad news first, Carrie?
Go on then.
Go on, you
So,
break it.
unfortunately, I will not be attending.
What?
I was booked to go, but unfortunately, I ended up in hospital last week, and I'm now awaiting further testing. So I'm not allowed to fly at the minute. So unfortunately, I won't be making it. But Caroline and the rest of our team will be there, and they promised to send me hourly WhatsApps,
Very much
pictures,
so. Yes.
updates every hour, because I'm absolutely gutted to not be making it. But yeah, unfortunately, I'm not.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Carrie, and I hope you have been recovering very well, and that
Yes,
we'll see you on
absolutely.
the next one.
Absolutely.
Oh yes, there will be no stopping it.
Absolutely.
But you're going to have a lot of information from the new one. We have a lot of things planned. It's gonna be very exciting.
It will be. So if we can start a hashtag of get well soon, Kerry, I'd be grateful if we could do that. And secondly, good news for folks who come to see us at the desk, that myself and two of my colleagues will be there. So there'll be three of us, myself, Michelle and Karen, more than happy and ready to have any conversation with any of you who are there.
And when are you guys arriving?
I fly out tomorrow, so it just gives me Wednesday to feel like a human being again before all of the fun starts on Thursday. So yeah, I'm flying out early tomorrow morning.
Oh, exciting. I hope you guys have been looking at the emails.
I have, yes.
Okay.
And that email last week, my colleague Michelle was wondering whether we need Mad Hatter outfits, whether we need to go with the full Alice in Wonderland. So we are all in.
Feel free, be creative. Very exciting. Very exciting to hear that. Well, I'm sure people are going to be going a lot to your booth. Especially, I mean, is basically all in one place, right? And the beauty of getting the support needed, especially with the staff. Sometimes there are moments in which you're looking for somebody and you can just not find it.
Yeah.
Or one of the coordinators got sick and then you just go crazy, right? So this is a great opportunity for sites to get that so needed help. And your company, I believe, is the only one that does that. From all of our sponsors, I don't think we have any staffing or any other company that does the same.
No, I did have a look just to see who was going to be at the event, and I think you're absolutely right. So we'd be delighted to have any conversation. Please don't think that if you just need a person on a very temporary basis, or you just need someone once a month, that doesn't mean that we can't support you with that. We just need to know what it is that you're looking for, and we can help you. I'm certain we've put people all over the globe. We have a lot of study coordinators in Turkey. We have study operatives in Spain. We managed to put a study coordinator into Tenerife, one of the Canary Islands. So, we can turn it around pretty quickly as well.
And it can, as Caroline said, it can be long or short periods of time. Sometimes I get requests for, a data entry specialist to be there for 3 weeks in order to meet interim analysis for a site that may be behind, or study coordinators for lengthened periods. Patient recruitment specialists, we get quite a lot of requests for those, to be able to support sites specifically with their recruitment at a localised level. So it really is, it can go from one extreme to the other, but primarily in the conversations I'm having with the clients is there are sites out there who they may have the patient population and the capacity to be selected for a trial, but ultimately they can't be selected if they don't have a study coordinator or they don't have enough research nurses there. So what we can do is be able to support and staff those sites to allow them to be selected. And ultimately that's, best for the sponsor, best for the site. So,
all right.
Yeah.
I have a curveball question. So
the
way you monetize your work with the sites is through the sponsor.
Yeah.
Suppose I have a study that's not part of your network of studies, and I need help getting a coordinator. Will you facilitate that, or?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, because that can be a standalone service. So it doesn't have to be linked to anything that's in our portfolio. We work with a number of clients who don't necessarily access our sites, but do need study coordinator support or research nurse support, as Kerry says. So that's fine. The site professional support will stand alone outside of the site networks.
Okay.
But in that scenario, it's obviously a fee, right? Because it's not going to be 100% free.
Yes, there is. Yeah.
Okay.
And then, do you primarily work with research naive sites, or I know you said you work with experienced site, but is it primarily research naive?
No, I would say that a lot of the sites in our network are experienced sites. We do have a small number that are trial naive, and that's just because they need more support from us at the outset to get them research ready, because we don't want that process to go on and on and on and on, and everyone just loses the will to live. So it's, we design the training of those trial naive sites around what the site is able to support, what it's able to commit to, but we try and keep that in as short a time frame as possible. But that said, a lot of our sites are already experienced. They might want access to a specific kind of training, or they might want support just to have review of their SOPs even, whatever it is that they feel that they need. If they're not getting selected through feasibility, they might ask us to take a look at that as to why that might be, so we will do all of that. So, but to answer your question, I would say that a lot of our sites are certainly at the more experienced end.
Wow. I mean, obviously, for companies that are listening to this, it's very exciting to have an organization like yours, and especially being part of Save Our Sites. I am very, very, very happy to hear that it was very successful for you guys this last year. This year is going to be mind-blowing too.
Yeah.
And thank you for doing advertisement for us too.
Honestly, that's fine.
Thank you so much.
I'm sorry, I was interrupted. I do have one more question before, because I know Monica's she's shutting it down phase, but I got one more question, Monica. So let's say whether it doesn't matter about experience, but I'm a site, I want to join your network. Do I then get a look at what sites are available to me as a site, or how does that part of it work, in which you help sites get studies?
When you say sites that are available to you, what
so
are you?
Study.
Right.
Studies.
Yeah, I did wonder.
Right.
Yes.
I'm a site. I sign the NDA. I sign the collaboration agreement. Do I then see what studies are available?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, very much so. Yeah.
Okay.
Once you've signed that collaboration agreement and you're part of the network, that's all that we need you to do. Bless you, Monica. That's all that we need you to do. So yeah, put together just a short email for our network coordinators to send round to all of our sites last week, I think that was. And in there are about 7 or 8 opportunities that we just wanted to make our sites aware of, that this is where we are with these opportunities. This is the therapeutic area. This is where the sponsor is, or the CRO is, in terms of their selection process, just to keep our sites up to date with what's available and what we've got coming over the horizon.
And I assume maybe some, but not all of those sponsors are willing to work with a site that lacks experience, or all of them willing.
That's correct. However, we are starting to see a lot of conversation about trial naive sites and much more community focus, which is quite interesting. I would say maybe in the last 4 or 5 months, we've started to see quite a lot of interest in that area. And I think it's the realization that we can't keep going to the same places, and that we have to encourage new sites into research. We have to give them that support to be able to do so. And we have to also be encouraging trial awareness and trial activity in the areas where there's just nothing happening, because there are patient populations out there that, you know, they don't have any options, so it's important that they also have the same options as everybody else. So we are seeing a lot more. I mean, I think in our conversations, because we're not just saying there's a trial naive site, off you go. That's not how it works for us, because we work so closely with them. We don't get them ready and then just put them onto a study and we step away. We're with them throughout that process. And I think that's kind of the safety element for the sponsors. They like to know that there is that safety blanket there, that they've got that support if they need it, as well. And the site like that too. It's quite daunting.
Sounds like an awesome service, which I'm sorry, Monica, I lied. Now I have one more question. So if a site signs the collaboration agreement with you, are they still independent, in which they can get their own trials and nothing occurs between the two of you in that regard?
No.
Nope.
Wow, very nice service. I will definitely be sending anyone asking about more studies your way as well.
Yes, I was thinking, I mean, I have been caught myself saying this many times this year, but quite honestly, this year the sponsors, the ones repeating or the ones that are coming new, have been bringing a lot of great things. And I have said in many of the webinars, I'm gonna be one of those registering because it's really, I mean, it's what is not to like on this service, and and all the support that you're getting is just incredible.
Yeah, and we are very transparent in that. There's no smoke and mirrors with this. It is, and I understand that some people are a bit like, how are you doing this? What is in it for you? But honestly, it is about the sites. That's it.
It is about the sites. And
thank you so much.
It's not a problem. Just very quickly to say that, and just to come back to Chris's question before, in terms of sponsors being perhaps more reluctant, the way that we see it, when we have a conversation with a sponsor, we want to know, what number of patients are you looking for? Tell us the number. If you're looking for 100 patients, okay, we will look through our sites and we will let the sponsor know how many sites we feel that is going to take in order to deliver those 100 patients. But what we are likely to do is we are likely to include, where it's appropriate to include them, we will include the trial naive sites in there, with the view that for the sponsor, they are expecting a delivery of 100 patients. If we need to open another site for whatever reason, then that's on us. So we would only ever put the sites in front of the sponsor, in front of the customer, if we had a level of assurance that they were going to be able to deliver those patients. So no one loses.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
Wow, it's exactly mind-blowing. I really like your organization, the service, and it's a win-win situation for everybody, right? For the sites, for the company, and for the sponsors. So, and obviously for the patients, right? because that's what
Absolutely.
we do all this work for, basically.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for all you guys do. I cannot wait to see you, and I cannot wait to see your outfit for Thursday.
We're going all in, is all I'm saying.
I know, I can imagine. I think British in that, or my sister was correcting me the other day, telling me that there are different ways to, or different. So not everybody is British, and not everybody is. What was the other thing that she mentioned? Well, she mentioned like 3 different things, but for the rest of the world is UK, right?
Yeah. Safe
or
ground is
British.
UK. Yeah. Yeah.
So I know you guys love the dressing up, or the and all the parties like that. So I'm sure you
Always.
guys are going to enjoy it very much.
Yes, I think we will. I think we will.
All right. So any last words? Any final thoughts?
No, just looking forward to it. Can't believe that we're still riding the wave of last year. So I have no idea what that means for this year and where we'll be for the rest of 2025. But we can't wait to be part of it.
Buckle up.
Exactly.
All right. So thank you so much for your support. Thank you for everything you guys have been doing for this, for the sites, for the transparency, and especially for working so hard and passionately towards all the goal that we all have to improve quality of life for everybody, right?
Thank you.
So with no further ado, then that's it for today. Everybody's gonna be looking at this video. Feel free to share it everywhere you like. And if you're going to SOS, please make sure you pass to this the booth of these beautiful ladies and learn more about the organization, and share this video as much as you guys want, and like, and obviously subscribe. Thank you so much. Chris, any final words?
Yeah,
Any final thoughts?
Dan's not here, so we got to Omni. You got to book at the Omni Hotel.
Yes, please. That's the support we need. Register in the Omni Hotel. Stay with us. All right. Thank you so much. And we'll see you guys Wednesday or Thursday. Sorry, Thursday.
Thursday. Yeah, I'll catch up with you both on
All
Thursday.
right.
It was nice speaking with you,
Safe
Caroline and
travels.
Carrie.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Bye.
Thank
Both have a
you.
good rest of the day.
You too now. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, Dawn.